Hi, this is James Jokum, host of Webcomics Reviews and Interviews. Today we're with King Taylor of Jarhead. So sit back, relax, let the Geek Fest begin.
Hey, this is Dan Taylor, the king of the actual owner of Jarhead, and the story of Jarhead begins with a mercenary that is driven by the killing of his parents. He wants justice for the killing of his parents. His story is amazing and it's explosive, and you will be amazed once you listen to the story and really get into it. And actually, you really will be really explode like crazy. Like, oh my God, like, wow, I want more. And it will keep you coming. Um, that's the way we coming. That's the way we want. That's where I want you to feel, baby. You're coming.
Cool. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the main character.
Well, Jarhead is a human mixed with an angel. He is basically built he's a brute character. And not you don't really see brute characters leading the pack in a company, to be in the face of a company. You don't see that in DC. You don't see that in Marvel. They all have slim, lanky characters that is leading the pack. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Jarhead is like his story. He is a supernatural, real world, real story type of thing, and you really will like to get into it because I'm telling you, once you get into it, it's like picking up the Bible. You can't put it down. It's alive, and it's gonna hit home to a lot of people, for a lot of people. And this book is a up and coming phenomenon that you really will get into.
Okay. What was the basic genesis of the story? Where did the story come from?
Well, it came from a supernatural, divine type of ordeal. I was just laying down in bed, and one day, just was having a thought of, you know, what I wanted to do with my life, and a lot of things that I've dealt with, you know, and God just told me to just use your life, and put your life in a book, and put things that about you in the book, and like a lot of things that I know about myself, a lot of things that I am is tied into my book that you're reading about me, really.
Cool. So do you have the same level of military experience in there? Or?
My actual dad and my uncles were military men, Marines. My dad was a mortarman, and I forget what my uncle was, but I know they were veterans in the military.
Cool. So always you could have a little bit of veteran background in there.
Yeah, actually, yeah. hmm
So I guess the obvious is, how is this compared to Spawn? Because you have the same basic situation when it comes down to it. That is a government worker in military versus CIA, and basically they have a supernatural background.
Well, actually, this story goes deep within stuff that nobody is being told. That's what's going on into the real world, and the Book of Jarhead explains a lot of this stuff. And a lot of the stuff that Jarhead is going to be explaining is jaw dropping and explosive stuff that is hidden amongst society, you know. And Spawn, you get some of the same things, but that story is really in a way make believe. This story that you're listening to, what pulls him away from Spawn is Jarhead. He's totally different than Spawn. He is one of those guys where you have to keep an eye on, you know, and he'll catch you when you least expect it. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to really get into this character. Why? Is because a lot of people, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story. A lot of people have went into business with greedy folks. I know they have. I know they have greedy folks. Like, have you ever been in a partnership with somebody that was greedy, that wanted everything for themselves, that always did underhanded stuff?
Right? Yeah,
Yeah. So
definitely.
yeah. So the story of Jarhead, that is how his dad and his uncle became. They was partners at first. They were actual lawyers, and they was partners, and they became so famous that one of them became very, 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 very jealous of one, and actually, like, one was so evil that he allowed the enemy, Satan, to to come into him and take him over. And he allowed him to, because he allowed that door to be open, and he welcomed him in there. So when he did that, that is when the enemy took him over, and that's how he became who he is.
So we're going to see a lot of the conflict between Jarhead and his uncle go on then.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And what Jarhead did not know is that his uncle actually killed his parents. You know what I'm saying? Because his dad did not want to give up his side his half of the company, his half of his fame and glory and all that stuff. He didn't want to give that up, so that's why the guy killed him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The villain wanted all to himself, and
In
that is
essence,
why. Go ahead. Go ahead.
we got a little bit of Hamlet going on, where the basically the uncle, and the Hamlet version would have been a stepfather, but basically the uncle is trying to take over everything that the son has been set up for.
Exactly, exactly. And it's crazy because as you will see in book two, which is coming out after book one, we're actually not finished on the production of book one because of a lot of situations occurring. But I'm giving you inside edition access to book one, and what I will do is I'm going to bless five people, five people to read the book firsthand before we put it out in open.
Cool.
And that will allow people to really get into it, and that will allow people to really understand what's going on. So look out for the book. And actual also, we will be I will be printing up I would be getting some gold covers to maybe sell to the people, and I might just do a giveaway. You never know. You never know.
Right.
I want when I'm selling this product, I want the people that's going to buy it to feel like they're a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I want them to feel a part of it. I want them to feel loved and a part of something big, because they are a part of it.
Right. All right. So let me take one step back, and then we'll go forward a step. So put a pin on that for just a moment.
Yes, sir.
So basically, the major difference between this and Spawn is basically that Spawn is going to delves more into the supernatural, whereas yours is, and is more gray area, whereas yours is going to be more black and white, and is going to have more of a reality base to it.
Exactly. It dives into the supernatural, but deeper. It goes deeper, like deeper than what many would want in the supernatural. See, it's like, okay, Spawn deals with just going into like hell and all that stuff, and and like I actually read the whole Spawn series, and I love it. I fell in love with Spawn, and he's actually one of my favorite characters. I actually wanted him to be um I actually want to do a collaboration with Todd McFarlane one day, with him and Jarhead. And I actually when I was younger, I actually did like a pitch I wanted to do a pitch to Marvel and to get Spawn to be their face of a character and the face of a Marvel and stuff like that. But I was too young to understand that. But yeah, yeah.
Not necessarily. I mean, Marvel does have a huge number of great supernatural characters. Ghost Rider, for example, has been a mainstay since the 1970s.
Right, right. And I actually I actually watched Ghost Rider, and I never thought like I always thought that Ghost Rider was like a villain. I never understood it, but like it had me thinking like, what the hell? How can this be a hero? You know what I'm saying? So, but when I watched the movie and I listened, I looked at the book and the comics, and I'm like, wow, it's a lot to the Ghost Rider series than I thought. And did you know, like all the movies, they don't do them no more. The Ghost Rider movies with Nicolas Cage and everything.
Yeah, they pretty much bombed out on the last, big time on the last movie. So, and unfortunately, Blackheart was the biggest baddie they had available. So,
That's crazy. Like that's why I said sometimes Marvel get complacent. They're complacent with their face characters, bro. Very complacent.
however, they did bring him back in the for the MCU via Agents of Shield.
Okay, okay.
It merely
Hey,
was a different twist on the character. It was a Danny Ketch version versus the Johnny Blaze, but still.
okay, okay.
And
Not a problem.
just pointing out that the Johnny Cage movies were entirely different than the MCU movies.
Uh, cause see, I never really watched the Agents of Shield. Never watched them before, so that's like came to my mind to reflect. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, I never knew that.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is they could have been. In fact, Ghost Rider actually was arguably one of the top five, maybe top 10 faces of Marvel there for a little while.
Damn, I really, I really, um, I really been slacking. I have really been, I really been paying attention to Wolverine and Spawn and Venom and Spider Man and I for some reason he just Thor and Captain America just don't fit the Avengers. Like my own like my version of the Avengers would be like some kick ass characters like Wolverine and Deadpool and Spider Man and shit like something like Blade. Come on, man! Like come on.
Interestingly enough, all of these people have been part of the Avengers at one point, and in fact, I think they did actually have. I almost did have one of the Secret Avengers was actually almost one of those lineups. Actually, did have Wolverine and I want to say I know him and Deadpool were on for a little while together, but just like only temporary.
That's crazy.
Deadpool sort of gets around.
Yeah, he actually was a part of X Force and all that good stuff, man. I actually paid attention to. I watched all the Wolverine movies, all the Deadpool movies, all the Spider Man movies. The Venom movie didn't really show who Venom really was. It showed him in a good light, but I don't get it. Like Venom was a bad guy, an anti-hero. He wasn't good, he wasn't bad, he was just Venom.
Yeah, Venom has sort of changed over the years, but it all depends on he's truly a symbiote. It really depends on who he's tied up with.
Yeah, and the original Venom, the one I remember, like in the late '90s, was when he appeared in the Amazing Spider-Man. That Venom is what I remember. I remember that Venom as the ass kicking. He always kicked Spider-Man's ass. Always beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, that's because there's a little bit of irony there. Uh,
Exactly. You know. I
Spider-Man being the original Venom.
yeah, I mean, I I I, don't, I just I see a lot of characters I see, man. Like, what in the heck, Jarhead? Like, I honestly, in my heart, Jarhead would kick Spider-Man's ass. I mean, Spider-Man may get a little couple of web slinging and all that shit. But man, once Jarhead gets his hands on him and beat the hell out of him, he'll be alright.
I don't
He'll be
know.
alright.
Spider-Man can be a little tougher than most people expect.
Yeah, real, yeah, because he's quicker. He's smaller.
He
But
also
really,
lifts. He also lifts about 50 tons.
see, now, okay, now name one person that can lift 50 tons. You name one scrawny, small person lifting 50 tons. You tell me.
He does have all the proportionate speed and strength of a spider.
Of course. But they over exaggerated. You know they over exaggerated. Spider Man does not, a spider cannot lift a 50 tons. He can't even lift his own goddamn weight.
Actually, they can lift over 100 times their own weight.
But yeah, all right.
Square
You
cube
got me.
law, man. Square cube law.
I see. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, all right. You got me on that. You got me on that. You got me on that. You got me. You got me on that. Okay. All right. You know your stuff. You know your stuff. See, I know my stuff too. But I'm so dialed up in the Wolverine and Spider-Man type of thing. I'm like, okay, yeah. But okay, you're a Spider-Man. You're a Spider-Man fan. You're a fanatic, bro. Look? You're gonna know more than me, man. You're gonna know more than me.
Well, I sort of got to. So.
Yeah, of course. I know a guy. His name is Tim. Go ahead. And he's a Spider-Man fan. So I fight with him daily all the damn time about Spider-Man. So you and him would be buddies, honestly. Like, y'all would go crazy. I'm like, dude, if you really look at Venom and Spider-Man, they're actually the same person if you really look at it. Basically.
I think I prefer Dark Reflection, but yeah. I mean, it's just... They have basically the same power set. It's just the variables are switched up a little bit.
Exactly, yeah. Like, okay, I remember, okay, for example, it's like Dakin and
Wolverine's son, right?
Yeah, X-23 too. They all have abilities like Wolverine does. Okay, like Dakin is more different than Wolverine. He's more eviler than Wolverine is.
Dakin is basically what would happen if Wolverine didn't have all the, shall we say, multiplying influences that Wolverine's had.
Right. Like, Dakin actually is one of the characters that I would be like, wow, he actually killed Wolverine at one time.
Yep, and that was one heck of a death, one heck of a way to go.
Yeah, by your son. That's crazy. But I always thought that Wolverine could not die. That's one thing I was like, what the hell? But which was crazy, man. Like, the time I saw, like, in the last Wolverine, the Wolverine movie before the Wolverine movie that recently came out.
You're talking about the one where he's in Japan, or where he actually died?
Where he actually died.
Okay, that'd be Logan.
Yeah, they should have put Dakin in the first two movies. Not the first two, but the last two movies. The one where he was in Japan, and the one when he was with Logan, Old Man Logan. They should have put Dakin in both of them, because Dakin should have been the one that killed Wolverine. That would have been better than him. I mean, it's weird, man. It's weird. I mean, it's weird. Like, I see, if I'm going to do a movie, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, like I will break the rules with my movies. when I want to do I'm going to do an actual movie of Jarhead, and I'm gonna break the rules with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to give my audience something that that they haven't seen before,
Right?
like some off the wall type of stuff that you would see that you want. See, it's like this: Marvel and DC is not getting giving their fans what they want. Okay, if you really look at it, okay, they gave them Black Panther and all that stuff, but okay, doing Wolverine, you should have gave him the actual Wolverine, the real Wolverine. Wolverine is not tall at all. Wolverine is a midget,
Yeah.
right? He's a
That
bulky midget, you know?
and that has been a major complaint.
Exactly. And they didn't even give him his suit. They didn't even give him in the suit that he wears. I mean, I saw it in the trailer when he opened up a case and it was like this the mask and the uniform in there, but he didn't put it on.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Also, it's like Spider-Man. Like they water it down. They water like those movies down, man. Like how in the hell? How I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. Black Panther. I'm gonna tell you the reason why it was so great is because I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. I'm gonna keep it G style and keep it real, man. The only reason it was great like it was, the reason why it was so great is because black people bought it. Black people really got into it. The reason why I said that is because they feel they got a chance to see themselves, you know, their roots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the fact is that like I was actually happy when I saw the Black Panther movie, but the way they did it, it just wasn't very different. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they sure had to. I mean, up until now, most black heroes have been on the way dark side. I mean,
Exactly.
you got Blade, you've got pretty much anybody Mario Van Peebles has played. You know, you've got all these gangsters, all these supernatural types that have been either been really great or been borderline more anti-hero than actual hero. And then all of a sudden you have Black Panther. And T'Challa is just an entirely different hero than you've seen in a lot of black movies.
I know, I understand.
So,
You know, to be honest, like I say it like this, man. Um, the new Blade that's coming out, they going and this is crazy. This is stupid. How the hell they got Blade? They got they got Wesley Snipes playing a villain in the actual Blade movie. That's retarded, man. And they actually got a new guy playing Blade. Bro, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. People gonna get used to Wesley Snipes being his Blade, and they're gonna be like, this new guy is trash, dude. Like, ain't nobody else's Blade but Wesley Snipes. Nobody else's Blade but Wesley Snipes. Can't nobody play Wolverine but Hugh Jackman, or can't nobody play Iron Man but dude that played him.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. Can't nobody play those characters but those people that played them. Now, might I add, okay, DC, DC.
They're trying.
Shit. DC, no, they're not trying. Because if they was, how the freak on earth is this dude gonna play Aquaman, man? The one I remember was a white dude with blonde hair dipping in the water.
I'm going to put the plus minus of diversity casting. So,
True, I understand you wanna. I understand that you wanna get into. I understand that you want to cater to diversity and want to make people think that you're not against, not you're not for the racial stuff, racial slurs, and all that bullshit. But if you really look at it, bro, I'm gonna tell you the honest God truth, right? When they did the Black Panther, like it just reminded black people of a lot of things that they don't want to be remembered about. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's like this, like Blade, all the Blade characters. Not one black character is in the face of any of Marvel or DC. Not one. And if he is, he's always in the back or on the side, or you know. But I'm not saying that they're racist or anything. I'm just saying if you really want to cater to the black race, put a black character as a face of a company. Then you'll really see your sales go up. I'm telling you.
And
But
they actually tried that with the Milestone comics. Unfortunately, that pretty much died way far quicker than it should have.
not all of these stories are relatable to people. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to do a story, you got to do something that relates to the people that you're aiming at, related to the people.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Like people is not going to go for a character because he's jumping off a building. He got super powers. Man, get it. Like if you're going to do a story, get into their hearts, their souls. Get to their hearts. You know what I'm saying? Like put a story out that relates to them. You know, go to where they're at. But Marvel and DC, they're not going to do that. It's like this, okay? Blade, they got away with that one. Black Panther, they got away with that one. But okay, how about this? How about have a? I guarantee you, nobody black did Blade, did they?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. A lot of the comic book writers are traditionally white male.
Exactly, and that's what a lot of black folks get tired of. You know what I'm saying? It's like this, Mermaid. Okay, at once she was white, now she's black. What the does it matter? You know what I'm saying? All you know is you love the mermaid. You know, your kids, your daughters want to be a mermaid. Let them be what they want to be. You know, stop trying to put a color or a race or just to cater to people. But, okay, you know, if I'm doing Blade, bruh, like I'm going all out. Yeah, I'm hitting on all cylinders because Blade has captured a lot of a lot of black people did not read Blade. It was some they didn't catch on to Blade and Spawn like they did Black Panther. Why? Is because Black Panther showed their roots.
Right?
But there's a stereotype in there. But that let black people know that they're not nothing other than Africa and above their roots. That's a stereotype right there. If you really look at it, you know what I'm saying. If you really look at it and put your mind where that is at, like, and me as a black man, I'm more than just Africa. I'm more than just the hood. I'm more than just where I'm from. I'm more than that. I'm a conqueror. You know what I'm saying? I'm more than that.
Right?
You know, I'm a king. You know what I'm saying? I could do just as much as a white man can do, even better. Or they could. It's just like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's we want to show everybody that they're equal, not one is lower than the other. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's equal. Everybody should feel equal and love, not just oh we're just gonna put down the black man. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I honestly, I just see it that I just see that. You know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, you got Marvel and DC. Their toys and their comics, well, their comics have not sold that much now. Not selling that much. Why? And another thing. Hold up. sorry for that. Sorry for jumping from one end to the other. And the crazy thing about it is, if you have a black character, and I swear to God, bro, every black character I see that's in a comic, this motherfucker talking proper. Like, oh my God, kick his ass.
I don't know. I think Luke Cage would have some issues with that one.
No, I sounded weird on that one. Sorry about that. But no, I like sound hoodish, like character that's hood, that is relatable to the people. Like talking like me, like nigga, what's up? Like something like that spits that word.
Playing devil's advocate for a sec, you got to keep in mind there's a double catch-22 there. The first catch-22 is that people are trying to get. I remember how I was basically pointing out they're trying to get blacks basically out of the ghetto, which is probably a weird way of looking at it, but they're trying to get people looking more of a mainstream. I'm not sure how to put this one down right. I'm totally botching this. I fully acknowledge that.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Basic problem is they're trying to get away from, whenever you see action movies, even back to the 1980s when they started hitting, black cinema actually became a major thing. It wasn't just something that was sort of cool. There actually became a major thing with like New Jack City, Dead Presidents, so on and so forth. The big problem you had was that pretty much all the black movies were either historical or they were in the ghetto. I mean, we're not just talking urban environments. We're talking
That's what I'm saying. Stereotypical.
And keep in mind the big problem is that you had a lot of the entire crew were pretty much were black, from the writer to the director to lead, so on and so forth. It's part of the hyphenate problem. But
right.
People get so stuck on write what you know, and all of a sudden you had a lot of people from basically the ghetto. That's basically what they knew, and they were so raised on, or when they were so taught to write what you know, that's pretty much where they stuck it, which is just a weird way of looking at it, but it's just, yeah, there's got to be some, so the other catch-22 is that a lot of that, the slang and all that, is sort of in a weird position because, again, you don't have a whole lot of black writers in the first place. It's just, when you start seeing the black writers, they tend to basically go off and do their own thing, like you're doing with Jarhead.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a lot of other black creatives that are basically going and doing their own thing, so rather than trying to become part of the big company. So you don't have that influence like you should.
Right, exactly, and that's why you're allowing. Now I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I know you're white. I know you're white. Just bear with me here. Just bear with me. I'm not calling anybody racist or anything. Just saying. It's like this. You got a white man, a white person, trying to write a black story. Think about it. How can a white person act like a black person? You see it every day. But you got to understand, black folks, if a person is going to write a black story, they got to write about a black. If a person is going to, if you're going to write a black guy, about a black guy, wouldn't a black guy tell the story the right way, rather than allowing another person that is not his race, that is not nowhere near his race, that has never really been through what he been through, or lived where he lived. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying that all white folks or any other race never been through that. I'm saying the people that's writing these stories, bro. 90% of those goddamn people have not even touched a ghetto or hood. I would say 90% of those people have never touched a ghetto or a hood. You see how the way they talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's be real. Like Blade and Blade, like Let It would have been written by a black guy. You would have seen different results. The Blade series should have made more money than anything. You know what I'm saying? And if you really look at it, the Black Panther movie, was created by by a white person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it. If it was created by a black guy, for one, no airtime like it did with the white person. Trust me, it wouldn't have got no airtime.
Well, keep in mind, Blade was produced by BET. So it got plenty of airtime at the time on black entertainment television, but didn't really go past that.
Right, right, and that's why. And this might I add, this interview is fun. I'm loving this shit. You allow me to speak my mind. You allow me to speak me, and I
I,
love it.
I just hope I'm not coming off too offensive.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Look. Speak your mind. Be honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest as well. Hey, if people don't like it, they can. I love y'all, but no, nah. They can. I love them. I wouldn't try to offend them, but you know, the truth is the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to speak the truth whether people like it or not. But you're not being offensive or anything.
Actually, let me back up on that. On Blade, it was originally put out for what we now call the Paramount Network, which was then called Spike. However, where I've seen it the most recently is through BET. So I hate being wrong on things.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
So
Look, man. Look. Just be yourself. Have fun. Just like you told me, have fun. Be yourself. Just do what you do and have fun. But like I said, man, like Blade, Blade and Black Panther. Okay, Black Panther. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. You never seen too many black folks wearing a dashiki. But when that goddamn movie came out, everybody wanted to wear a dashiki. But before that shit came out, brother, nobody wore a dashiki like that.
time out. Which
Nobody was
movie are we
saying.
talking?
I give it to my other black folks. You know what I'm saying? The people that really read the story of Black Panther. I really love those folks. But the people that haven't read it, that haven't really saw Black Panther, they just going off on what they see other people doing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, if you haven't read, like, there's a lot of black folks that have not read a comic book in their life. They want to say Wakanda forever. Get the out of here, man. Real shit. Like, let's be real. Open up your eyes, brother. Like, come on, man. Come on. I love my black folk, but sometimes they just irritate the out of me sometimes. And just like white folk, they can irritate the out of me sometimes. Just like all folk can irritate the freak out of me sometimes. But be real with you, like, gotta be honest, man. And I'm being honest in this interview. At least I can be myself and be honest with the folks. You know what I'm saying? I want them to understand, look, I came from the same place they came from, but I like comics just like they do. Some of them. Not all of them, but but I want to, we're having fun, ain't we?
Yes, we are.
Exactly. And as long as people as long as people can enjoy the conversation that we're having, like I hate, and it is honestly in these interviews, like a lot of people when I did these interviews, a lot of them didn't really give me the time to really be myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I couldn't really talk, but I had to make do with what I had. So shit, what can you do? What can you say? What can you say? You just being you, and I'm being me, and that's all that matters. I love these interviews because if people decide and judge me off of what I'm talking and saying what I'm saying, then they don't know me. At least get to know me first before you even judge by what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, people may look at this interview and say, "Oh, you f***ed up." There's something. I may lose a couple people, but look, what I was saying was most of it was true. And if I did say something wrong that was out of line, I'm not apologizing for it, but I'm gonna say I understand.
I don't think you have anything to apologize for. So,
Yeah, like we were just speaking from what we know. Um, Like real shit. Like the way this interview is set up. Like if you really want to get yourself out there, you got to put yourself out there on the line. You got to speak the truth and be real with people.
Right?
Have you ever got into an interview where like if they just took your whole identity away from you, you just couldn't be yourself. They just put all the rules on you and just change you up and was like, be this way. You can't curse in the interview, so you got to be this. I'm like, man, look.
I'm a Scorpio. I don't. People don't put me in corners.
Exactly. I'm a Capricorn. We quiet, but once you with us, don't with us. We good. Yeah, you know what I'm
So,
saying?
all right. So when you get Jarhead up and going, what's your distribution strategy? Are you gonna go the standard crowdfunding source, or are you just gonna, or basically what you doing?
Well, I'm gonna try to get picked up by. Well, I'm working on a distribution deal with, say, I'm working on some things with maybe I'm going to be working on some things with the military and stuff like that. I want to, but I'm gonna see what happens with that. But um, if I have to go to the Diamond Way, then we will cross that bridge when it happens. But other than that, you know what I mean, I'm gonna just sell them from hand and shoot it from the hip and on digitally too.
Okay, cool. So basically, we're looking at sort of like a comicsology type deal.
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay. I'll be straight up. You might have a little problem with Diamond because they have that 5,000 limit. So basically, you're gonna have to set up some people actually buying interested in the comic before you even approach Diamond.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, once Jarhead hits the market, like it may not take off at that moment, but trust me, when people get Jarhead in their mind, and when people start to hear about Jarhead and get a little taste of it, they already clamoring for the look at the artwork. They're already clamoring for it. They're like, oh my god, look at it. Oh man, I want some of that. Man, look, I tell you what, once it come out, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit home, and it's gonna be great. You know what I'm saying? And to be real with you, like people haven't seen a character like this. They gonna look at it and be like, oh well, this is another Spawn with wing guy with wing, shooting guns. But he's way more than that, baby. Way entirely more than that. Jarhead is a character that is built upon. Jarhead is built on the foundation of God. You know what I'm saying? God is his foundation, and actually got this idea from God, basically. I'm not the type of preachy person. I like to encourage folks. I like to motivate folks because if you don't motivate them and try to help them, then like you're just preaching to a brick wall. You know what I'm saying? People not going to don't want to be preached to. So to be honest with you, like I'm putting God in my comics because you don't really see God in comics, really. You really don't. People people they care so much about their image, but I don't care about that because at the end of the day, it's like this. God is going to be in my comics whether they like it or not. And the thing about it is that what I'm gonna do is I'm not going to preach it. I'm not preaching to them. I'm not going to try to preach to them. I'm just going to make sure that they love it. You know what I'm saying? And vibe with them, and love them, show them love, and show them happiness, man. Look, I'm one of them. All of my readers, I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? If I was looking at me, I would buy my shit too. I would, for example, if they have a book coming out, I will support them too. I don't care. Like, you have a book, you have a book coming out, I will support you too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just so I feel good, you've heard about the whole Bible Man fiasco.
Yeah. Mhm.
Basically, Batman is as a conservative Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you don't go that way, it sounds like you'll be fine.
Honestly, like
Not that it
Jarhead
matters.
nah. See, Jarhead is a Christian, but See, this is the thing. Jarhead is way more than just being a Christian. He's he's the type of Christian that he's not perfect, man. He's not perfect at all. He's one of those guys where he'll shoot something up, but at least he'll go ask for forgiveness for one time. But him and God has a relationship where they're like family. They're like God will let him know, look, you fucked up. But it'd be like, look, God, look, I had to do what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be like, but God would be like, look, son, you know what I mean? Look, I'm God. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, what people don't understand, and it really don't understand, is like and people ask me this question, why? Oh, why you have so much guns? A lot of Christians ask me, why you have so much guns? Why you have them shooting people up? God is not like that. You know what I'm saying? But what people don't realize is that it don't in the Bible is it don't it say that God is a God of war?
Yeah, at least to a
It
certain degree.
isn't God isn't the book of David one of the most glorious stories you have ever heard?
Yeah,
Think about it. A lot of battling and a lot of killing and everything. Yeah, biblical. You know what I'm saying? It's in the Bible. But the thing, a lot of sex is in the Bible. A lot of drama is in the Bible. A lot of killing is in the Bible. But what the thing about it is that a lot of people try to make it out to be some, oh, you got to be soft. No, man. I hate that. Like they had tried to put God in a box, make him like he can't, he can only reach a certain limit. No, God can reach anything, man. You know what I'm saying? God can reach anybody. And I hate people like that. I can't stand them.
yeah, they tend to ignore a lot of what goes on in the Bible due to convenience.
Exactly, man. Like, it's like this, like, Jarhead, he's one of those cats where, like, he hates pharisaical people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What I mean by pharisaical people is Pharisees. People
Right.
who are holier than thou, who think that they know it all, and think that they're better than anybody. They're not. You know what I'm saying? Jarhead sure as hell is not. He's one of those characters that
No.
he's one of those characters that never gets a chance. You know what I'm saying? But Jarhead, once you get into him, you'll be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And it took me, I say 12 years to write this story and 4 years to put it together.
So when can we expect to see Jarhead on the shelf, so to speak?
Well, we run into a couple of situations. So I'm going to say before this year is up,
Cool.
before this year is up, it's going to be out before this year is up. I promise you that because I made a promise to my people, to my fans that they're going to get Jarhead and they want Jarhead, they're going to get him. And, look, man, be ready to be blown away, man. Cause we're coming in the way of a storm.
And that's where we're going to leave off, right there. Uh, Nice having you aboard. Well, I guess I'll let you go. All right. Well, have a good one, man. Talk to you later.
You too. You too.
Bye.